Right, so I just waited a second because last time I did this, it doesn't run through. So, wrapping up today's race here in Santa Pola, it was the World Sup Festival. It was cracking event. Like they had the 200 meter sprints yesterday for the kids, and obviously the Spanish. And today we had the Euro Tour race. It was a 15-kilometer event from Tabata Island. I probably said that wrong, but out and around. It's about 4.5k upwind, back down around, and then into Santa Pola Beach, where the World Sup Festival is being held. For me, it was pretty good. Like I had really good rest day yesterday. Leading in, felt pretty good. Obviously, been in Ireland doing some awesome clinics, so that's been pretty cool to be up there and meeting the community up there in Bangor. But before I get to that, I'll probably just run through the event. We got up pretty early, about 6:45 my alarm went off, and cruised over to the race site for 8 o'clock to get on the ferry, got a coffee, got a couple of bottles of water, and on the ferry over there to Tabata Island. It was about an hour, less than an hour, like half an hour trip over. It wasn't very far at all. Got to chill out there, drop the ball bags off, and then basically had a little warm up, probably an hour before the race. Feeling pretty good. Like it's probably the best I've felt in a race before it. Definitely compared to last week, I felt much better. And then as we sort of started, it was a huge line. I probably would say there's at least 100 to 120 guys starting, and I don't know exactly the numbers, but I'm sure someone will be able to correct me. But across the line was pretty good. Had an awesome start, like one of my better starts. It was probably like 400, 500 meters to the turn. Got there first with a couple of guys around me, and then there was just a big, huge wash train all the way upwind. I tried to stay in the front, felt strong, but didn't want to lead too much because obviously the downwind leg was going to be the most important bit. We had about, I'd say 8 to 10 knots of breeze that would be behind us coming into Santa Pola, but going into it wasn't too drastic. Like there was a huge Ross train. Like it must have been 30 to 40 guys like stretched out like for the first couple of kilometers anyway. And I was just trying to conserve a little bit there. Ty Judson did a lot of the leading. Daniel Sulio probably led for a bit. Noik was right there, but I'd say Ty Judson was the strongest paddler upwind. He really held his line. We got a little opportunity, probably a kilometre from the turn can. This is probably like 4 kilometres in the race. He picked up a bump and then he went, and I tried to chase him and look back, and we had a little gap. He just went. He kept going, and I sort of tried to hang on, and I got on the inside of him around the can, and from there we had probably 30 meters from the pack. Not a huge gap, but Ty and I sort of came downwind or down. Well, it didn't seem like downwind at that point. Like I was trying to catch bumps, but I was also kind of just grinding at that point as well. So it wasn't like super technical at that point. But then as we came around the bottom of the island, there was definitely much more like just wakes and water moving everywhere. It was really, really messy. But we had, I think, so basically, Noik kind of really caught us like probably 2Ks from the turn. So probably just about 6.5Ks into the race. And then we had like a ferry kind of cross us, which kind of messed me up a little bit, but wasn't too bad. And then from there, I was just getting chased. I felt like I'd sort of stretched my gap probably to maybe 12, 13 kilometres, but that final bit just probably didn't get the assistance I needed. The boys were just sort of catching up to me, and just probably didn't run out of juice. I still felt pretty good at the end, but no, it just had a little bit extra. Ty was right there, but I was able to hold him off, and as we were coming down, I felt like I was surfing well. The board was performing well. I used the All-Star 2021 actually, the 22.5, same board as I used last weekend. And it was obviously hard to lose the race with maybe 500 meters to go or something like that. No, it just sort of went round me and just sort of took off. But not much I could do about it. I know going forward I've got some work to do if I want to be competitive again. Obviously juggling a lot of things at the moment. So, but yeah, it's great to be back racing. Like there was such a competitive field assembled here this weekend. So I love those type of races. They definitely make me more excited, and having like really like 20 of the top paddlers in the world actually on the start line really makes a huge difference, and it makes me really excited to get out there and compete. So so tomorrow get to go home. So tomorrow morning on a flight, 7 a.m. Should be home in Perth on Monday evening, so I get to see Bailey and Christy, so super pumped about that. He's growing up really fast. Probably talk a little bit about last week, so I didn't do one. I should have done one, but I didn't. Mallorca, awesome place. So we hung around with the Marabella sub school the whole time. There every day. Flew in Wednesday night before the event. And yeah, just got settled in. Santa Ponta's an interesting place. It definitely feeds all the British tourists and Scandinavian tourists. So had the full buffet. It was like a movie. Like like everyone's lining up for their pool spot in the morning, lining up for breakfast. Like it's just a full board, and yeah, it was a weird place. But Mallorca, where we actually raced in Port Adriano, was beautiful. Some obviously really nice boats, and sort of a bit of a money contest, I guess, if you look at it that way. But the race, as far as it went, was really cool. Like I sort of took off well in the Mallorca race. I got to the camp about fourth, turn, went upwind and took the lead. Sort of was fighting with Ty a little bit. Tituan was there obviously as well. Manu, Ethan Bry, he paddled really well last weekend. And yeah, got round like El Torado or something like that. El Toro, I think it might have been called, at the bottom. And yeah, like I was thereabouts. Like I was leading obviously at that point, but when we turned, I sort of caught a few bumps but had a fall and didn't, like got on quickly, but then around that point, Ethan, Ty and T1 probably put like a length on me. And as I went through, just didn't, like some wakes came through that I just completely missed. And yeah, like my fault. I should have been more aware and should have been looking where the things were coming from. So that sort of broke it up a little bit. I tried to catch up, but I wasn't able to. And but was really happy to sort of hold on to second throughout that. Ethan really sat on my wash. Ty went really low, and as we turned, I kind of just downwinded away. So yeah, like I think overall racing wise, this last couple of weeks has been good for me. I think probably not doing enough training while trying to balance I don't know, family and the training stuff and coaching and all that type of thing. So building into the year, but it's just nice to be back focused, back racing, back just in the groove again. Like I'm starting to get like understanding where I'm at, getting a good idea of where my competitors are at and all that type of thing. So it's going to be an exciting year, I think. I got, as I said before, got some things I need to work out and need to focus down on. And sometimes they say like your losses are your stepping stones, your next victory. And obviously seconds aren't bad. Like I've had a first in Carolina, second last weekend, a second here. So like happy overall with my performances, but yeah, need to do a little bit more and see if I can match these young kids coming through, because you've just got such a fantastic crew coming through. Like Noik, obviously, I would say dominant, but came through right at the end there today and was just such a strong young lad. Ty Judson's paddling awesome. I'm sure he'll win a few races coming up. Then you've got Shrimpy right in there. Then probably, I guess, the old dogs, me and T2 are still hanging on. Arthur was good. I see Arthur back here today, this weekend. And then you got the young Spanish, the young French. There's just a lot of good competitors coming through, so it's nice to see. And yeah, I think excited about the rest of the season. Obviously went up to Ireland in Bangor with Subhub and I last week. It was awesome. Yeah, those guys are doing really great things. If you're in and around Ireland or Northern Ireland, around Belfast, go check them out. Ran clinics Tuesday, Wednesday, but got to go see the Giants Causeway on Monday, and then flew down here on Thursday. So yeah, everything's happening, everything's good. But I guess I would have liked to be a little bit. I would love to win today. It was only just close. It was right there at the end. So it's just a bit disappointing to not have a win on this little leg of my trip, but looking forward to coming back. So next events for me will be, what am I going to do? Santa Monica, 3 weeks for APP, and then 2 German races, so the Nordhausen and Berlin. So I'll be setting up clinics around that. If anyone's around there would like me to come and set up clinics there, please let me know. And yeah, that's me for now. Thanks for following along, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.